Greetings everyone, my name is Zacharville, and welcome to my Let's Play of Super Contra, a 2D run-and-gun shooter developed and published by Konami. I'm playing the 1990 NES port. The story here is that, a year following the events of the original Contra, Bill and Lance are deployed to another mission. Red Falcon has returned, and has taken over an Allied military base in South America, possessing most of its troops. Now the duo must battle against their former allies, as well as more alien creatures, both new and old. The first major addition is slopes. The other major addition is the fireball, replacing the flamethrower, so now it's actually useful in most scenarios. I'll try giving every weapon at least one moment in the limelight. Here's our first boss, the Great Heli. With the fireball launcher, it's a cinch. Destroy the cannons, then destroy the core. On to the first overhead stage. These replace the shooting gallery stages from the first game. And here's the spread gun. Like the original, best weapon in the game. There are only a few scenarios where a few of the other weapons are better. This is one of the only situations where I'll use the laser gun. Of all the weapons in the game, this is my least favorite. It does the most damage per shot, yes, but this game throws large hordes of enemies at you, and this is the worst at dealing with them. This is the best at dealing with single targets. On to the second boss, Magnus. The smaller tanks are called Tuckers. This is one of the situations where the laser gun is great. And Buster's right, it also works great against lines of foes. Nonetheless, spread gun still is the best weapon for this boss. Onto the jungle. The R I picked up stands for rapid. It increases the fire rate of all weapons, which is especially handy for the machine gun and spread gun. And from here on out, I will not be using a laser gun. The machine gun is my second favorite weapon in the game, tied with the fireball. It's basically a straight upgrade to the rifle. I'm really happy that starting with the next game, you begin with the machine gun by default. So much easier on the thumbs. Mid-boss time. Spidal. The top is safe to stand on. When I first played through this game, I thought this was actually the boss of the stage, but the actual boss is coming up soon. Be careful here, some of the rocks will fall into the abyss. And now I'm back to using the spread gun. I'll try keeping this for the majority of the run, assuming I don't perish. On to the boss. Sensor, which kinda reminds me of a Gradius boss now that I think about it. I want to focus on destroying two of the smaller circles, then I'll focus on the center. Easy. Back to the base. The first section is kind of a pain if you don't have the spread gun, namely due to these bubbles. With the spread gun, it's straightforward. Simply run forwards and keep firing upwards. Without it, however... In any case, this is the first true vertical stage of the game. And now we end with an elevator section. I don't blame you, Hyper. It still gives me a lot of trouble if I don't have the spread gun. Aw, first dead. Good thing the spread gun's right over there. That was very lucky, however. Or apparently, you can wait for the bubbles to stop spawning. Today I learned. Boss time. Laser Chandelier. It's a lot less scary than it actually looks. As long as you have any weapon other than the base rifle, this boss is a cinch. Just don't get too greedy. No kidding, Jaden. That's one of the main reasons why this game is easier than the first one. Better level design and balancing. There's only really 2 points where the game becomes a bit unfair, which I'll get into. Now we're outside again. This reminds me of the waterfall stage in the first Contra. It feels like the game is more balanced around the base rifle, rather than the other weapons. During this section with the falling rocks, before jumping to another platform, make sure to jump in place first, so you can spawn in all the boulders. There were several runs where I jumped ahead and got killed by a boulder falling on my head. Fun fact, these turrets don't have hitboxes. Anyways, boss time. Giralel. We've reached the point in the game where the bosses have turned organic. Area 6, the second overhead stage. The first part is fine and dandy, but it's this section where the game becomes a bit unfair. It's due to these mounts. These mounts can spawn in anywhere, including right below you. This is one of 2 points in the game where it becomes unfair, I'd say. But it only lasted for a few seconds, thankfully. The rest of the stage isn't that hard. Either one of those two weapons is good against the upcoming boss. First is the mini-boss, Suspicious Face. Yeah, that's what it's actually called. And here's the actual boss, Emperor Demon Gava. He's the leader of the Red Falcon Army. In the arcade game, this was actually the final boss. Or rather, was. Area 7. This is the hardest stage in the game, namely due to one section which is coming up. It's basically the reverse of Area 5. Instead of ascending upwards, we descend down these pizza cliffs. If I can maintain the spread gun, I should be fine. Thanks for Goomba stopping me there. Scratch my earlier statement. Now I just need to find a spread gun. When I was younger, I always thought these were pizza cliffs. Oh, thank goodness, the right one has a spread gun. This is the second quote-unquote unfair section of the game. It's not really unfair if you have the spread gun, but if you don't, this section is a nightmare. Even more so if you have the base rifle. Time for the boss, Det Gerbis, aka the T-posing skeleton, hardest boss of the game. And the most bulky for some reason, even bulkier than the final boss. On to the final area. If you passed Area 7, this will be notably easier. But don't get too cocky, there are still a few spots where you can easily get killed. This is the point in the game where you really should have quick reactions at hand. Get ready to duck. Immediately as it comes on screen, it'll start firing at you. We're in the alien's nest now. Area 6 was entering the place, Area 7 was digging down, and now we're in the nest proper. You know what? For the final boss, let me just use the fireball launcher. Spread gun will make it too easy. In most playthroughs, just use a spread gun anyways. Don't worry. The falling ceiling isn't as scary as it looks. It also demonstrates that the jumping physics are a bit strange. Long story short, they're more in your favor, but it's crucial if you want to complete Area 7 without the spread gun. It's time for the final boss. Kimco, the second in command of the Red Falcon Army. Weakness is the skull above. And that's it. Game complete. Yeah, for some reason, Kimco isn't that durable. That's why I said Dead Gerbis was the toughest boss of the game. They even had more attacks in their arsenal. They should have been the final boss. So this marks the end of my Let's Play of Super Contra. Overall, it's an improvement over the original. Better level design and better balancing, which makes it easier than the first one, barring 2 spots. I didn't even use the Konami code. I only perished 3 or 4 times, so it was a 1 coin run. The first time I played this game, I only game over twice, and that was all because of Area 7. When I say better balancing, I mean better enemy spawns and more weapon pickups. I know this is not as iconic as the first one, but I think I like it more. All in all, this playthrough was fun. Eventually, I will play Contra 3. Thank you for selecting this game for your birthday, Hyper Megaman. Well then, thanks for watching my Let's Play of Super Contra, viewers. If you enjoyed it, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help out the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play.